Anything interesting? It's a letter from my father, Patty. How is Uncle Kenneth? He's fine. He's in Geneva covering a UNESCO conference. Twisty. Anything for me? I believe there is, Patty. Probably from the White House asking my advice on the economic situation. Thank you. Boston. I don't know anybody in Boston. It's from Kip. Who's Kip? Don't you remember Sue Ellen's cousin? That tall, dreamy, brilliant rich boy who's going to Harvard? Sue Ellen introduced us to him at the Shake Shack. Kathy? What's the matter? He's invited me up to Harvard for a weekend prom. Do you know what this means? I'll be the talk of Brooklyn Heights High. This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to me in my life. What'll I wear? What'll I wear? Patty, your mother and father haven't said you could go yet. Why wouldn't they let me go? Well, they might feel you're a bit young. Don't be silly. They wouldn't keep me from the biggest opportunity of my life. Going home. Do you remember that tall, dreamy, brilliant Harvard man I told you about?
Yes, I do.
Well, he's invited me up to a prom in Boston next weekend. Isn't that an eyeball popper? I've got to get the train schedules to Boston.
Boy, he must be desperate.
Patty,
Yes, Papa?
you better find out if they know the train schedule's 2 years from now.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Imagine my own mother and father keeping me from going to a prom at Harvard. It's prehistoric.
If they hadn't stopped you, I would have. I don't want you going to any other dances with any other guys. And I'll tell you something else. The next time I see that guy, I'm gonna punch him right in the nose for asking you. And you can pay for your own ice cream.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's adolescent boys. What am I gonna do, Kath? I can't write and tell Kip my parents won't let me go. They'll think I'm a kid. You might try using psychology. Psychology? What good would that do? Don't you know that worlds have been conquered by the right word said to the right person at the right time? The right word said to the right person at the right time. Kathy, you're a genius.
Natalie, when is dinner going to be ready?
Dinner's been ready for 40 minutes. Patty's late.
Oh, she stopped off at the school library, Uncle Martin.
Patty did what?
Wish I'd said that.
You know, she has absolutely no sense of responsibility. I think it's time you had a little talk with her, Nat.
I intend to. My dinner's probably ruined.
Like, hi, everybody.
Like hi yourself. Do you have any idea how late you are, young lady?
Yes, and it's absolutely inexcusable. I'm sorry to have been so thoughtless. I mean, you have enough on your mind running the household as brilliantly as you do without having to worry about me. I'll try to be more thoughtful in the future, Mom.
Well, that's all right, darling. You're not very late.
But in the future, Patty,
And I'm sorry to have kept you waiting for your dinner, Papo. After the kind of day you put in at the office, you have a right to expect your dinner on time.
Well, I guess it won't hurt me if it's a little late once in a while.
Thank you. Why don't we eat before she talks us out of it? Congratulations on that performance downstairs, Miss Freud. That was great, wasn't I? Did you hear Mamo practically begging me to let her do the dishes? You almost had me hypnotized into doing it. Really, though, Patty, this is nothing to fool around with. I'm not fooling. I mean it. It's incredible. By using psychology, you can get anything you want. Where's it been all my life? What are you writing? A letter to Kip accepting his invitation to the Harvard dance. Accepting? Patty, your mother and father said you couldn't go to the dance. That was BP. BP? Before psychology.
Kathy said you wanted to see me.
Oh, yes, Richard. I want to apologize.
I should hope so. Going to a dance at Harvard with another guy.
I guess I'll just have to find some other way to do something for you.
Do something for me?
Yeah. I should have known you're not the bragging type.
Of course not. What are you talking about?
Oh, I just wanted to see everybody's face when you told them that your girl went to a dance with a Harvard man who was crazy about her, but she preferred you.
Yeah?
And how you took pity on the college man and let me go so that his heart wouldn't be broken.
Poor devil.
And everybody would envy you, because you're going with the only girl at Brooklyn Heights High who was ever invited to a Harvard dance. Can't you just see their faces?
Patty,
Yes, Richard?
if it means that much to this guy, I don't suppose there's any harm in your going to one little dance with him.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that.
I'm telling you, it's all right.
I just wouldn't feel right about it, Richard.
Now, don't be selfish. The least you can do is go for my sake.
You really mean that?
I certainly do. I'm telling you to go to that dance.
Well, if you really feel that way about it, I'll do it. For you.
Thanks a million, Patty.
You should have heard him. He begged me to go to that dance. It's incredible. It's like a secret weapon. I could rule the world with this. Do you know what I love about you, Patty? You never get carried away. You know, I was wondering, should I wear a sheath or a full skirt? Haven't you forgotten one small detail? What's that? Your mother and father. They said you couldn't go to the dance. I told you, before I'm through with them, they'll plead with me to go. I don't believe it. Oh, no? Just keep an eye on the old master.
Martin, this apple looks more like an orange.
Maybe you've invented a new fruit.
Are you ready, Patty? Oh, I'm not going, Kathy. You run along without me. But everyone's expecting you. Will there be a big crowd there? Of course. There always is at a pre-game rally. Oh, then I think I'll just stay home and read a book. You have a good time. All right. If you're sure. Oh, I'm sure. Good night, Aunt Natalie, Uncle Martin.
Good night, Kath.
Have a good time, dear. Patty, I thought you liked these rallies.
Oh, I used to. Mom, when you were my age, did you ever suddenly find yourself shy about being in crowds?
I don't think so.
Well, I guess it's just a teenage phase I'm going through. I'll probably get over it someday. Maybe.
Martin, I think I'll put some coffee on. Would you like some?
Good idea. I'll come with you.
I knew something was wrong. Patty hasn't been out one night this week. I'm worried.
Well, you heard what she said. It's just a phase she's going through.
I don't like it. She didn't go to the shake shop with the kids after school. Yesterday, when they went bowling, Patty stayed home. Now that I think of it, she has been avoiding crowds. Why, that's not like Patty.
No, certainly isn't.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
Why don't you just leave her alone?
Oh, we have to help her get over this.
Well, how?
By making her go out.
You can't force her to go out.
Oh, we won't force her. It should be something that she wants to do. Do you remember the Harvard dance that she wanted to go to? Well, maybe we could let her go to that to sort of break the ice.
I thought we decided we didn't want her to go to that. Would mean a whole weekend away from us.
One weekend won't matter. Besides, she'll be very well chaperoned.
Wait a minute. I mean, what if she doesn't want to go?
Well, she just simply has to. Martin, there are times when a parent must do the thinking for a child. We just won't take no for an answer. Come on.
Patty,
Yes, Papa?
you haven't been out one night this week, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that is your mother, and I, both of us, we were thinking that maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if you did go out more.
I don't want to go out.
Well, we just mean to do something you like. For instance, you asked whether you could go to that dance at Harvard.
Oh, that?
You were very excited about the idea of going.
There'd be millions of people there.
People. You know, crowds are just a lot of individuals. If you take them one at a time, they're not so bad.
We'd like you to go to that dance, Patty.
I thought you didn't want me to go.
Well, we changed our minds.
That's really very nice of you, but don't worry about me.
Honey, I think you'd have a wonderful time.
I don't think so.
Of course you would. And Kip sounds like a fine boy.
Oh, he's nice enough.
Then will you do it?
Do you really want me to?
Very much.
All right, then I'll do it.
Oh, that's wonderful, darling.
Patty, thank you.
That's all right, Papa. Well, I better get to that rally. I mean, if I'm going to go up to Harvard, I may as well start warming up with smaller crowds.
We did it.
Natalie.
Yes, dear?
Oh, nothing. That was just a crazy idea that occurred to me.
What idea?
Forget it. That's just my suspicious nature. That's what happens when you've been a newspaper man all your life. Why don't we finish making that coffee?
Telegram for Patty Lane.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Will you sign here? Thank you.
It's for Patty.
Well, I hope nothing's wrong.
Oh, it's one way to find out. Received your letter. Great you can come to the prom. See you Friday. Gung ho. Signed, Kip.
Well, I don't know about you, but I feel like a puppet on a string.
We should have caught on when she talked about being shy around crowds. Patty's about as shy as a Sherman tank.
She must have written Kip days ago accepting this invitation.
She was pretty sure of us.
Martin, what are we going to do about this?
Well, how do you make the punishment fit the crime? As far as I can see, the only thing she's guilty of is outsmarting us. She wanted to go to that dance, so she used psychology to get us to ask her. I have to admit, that's pretty bright.
Well, I would have felt better if she had just come out in the open and asked us.
Well, she did. Remember? We said no.
So we did. Well, now what? Do we just forbid her to go?
How can we? We talked her into it. Anyway, I have a better idea. I took a little psychology in school myself.
Good morning, group.
Morning, dear.
Morning, Patty.
Good.
Kathy tells us you enjoyed that rally last night.
Yeah, it was it was all right. There were an awful lot of people there.
Well, there'll be a lot of people in Boston, too. But you'll be fine.
I'm going to try.
Oh, good for you. It's a lovely city.
You'll meet a lot of boys up there.
A lot of them will be looking for wives. Just don't come back engaged.
Me? Don't worry about that.
That's just what my cousin Fran said when she went to a prom at Harvard. She was just about your age.
What happened, Dad?
Well, her date sent his roommate to pick her up at the railway station. And it was love at first sight. She never even got to the prom. He swept her right off her feet. They were married that night.
Those Harvard men are pretty impulsive, aren't they?
Oh, they are. When I was in high school, my best girlfriend got invited to a Harvard prom. I never saw her again.
What happened to her?
Oh, the Harvard men just swept her off her feet. She had 3 proposals of marriage. Oh, poor Tilly didn't want to get married, but they just wouldn't take no for an answer. Oh, they're very persuasive up at Harvard.
You know, I can remember the first weekend I spent away from home. I was just about your age, Patty.
Were you excited?
Very. Oh, you'll be a little bit nervous at first, of course. You'll be all alone among a lot of strangers. Well, actually, you won't really know anyone. Except Kip, of course.
I only met him once.
And you'll be sleeping in a strange place in another city, away from your home and family. Do you know what really surprised me when I got home from that first weekend? Everything seemed changed. It was as though I'd been gone for a couple of years. Even the house looked smaller.
I'm only going to be gone for a weekend.
And it'll be a marvelous weekend. We have to think about what you're going to wear. Perhaps we should buy her a new dress. Something that'll sweep the men off their feet.
Mom,
Yes?
let's not make me too irresistible.
Why, Patty, you're the envy of Brooklyn Heights High.
That's great.
All the girls are green. Hey, do you think you could get a date for me up there?
I'll talk to Kip and see what he can do.
Just don't let Kip get you in the moonlight. He has a great line.
He has?
Sure. But he's a living doll. He's your cousin, isn't he? Uh-huh. If he weren't, I'd marry him myself.
Who said anything about marriage?
Yeah, La College Prom is a great place to meet men, isn't it? Let's face it, you're not traveling up there to see Boston.
Sue, maybe I'm a little young for Kip.
Don't worry. He'll make you feel older.
Oh. They just can't send me to Boston. I'm a kid. Patty, you begged your mother and father to let you go. Well, they should have said no. If there's anything I can't stand, it's over-permissive parents. I'm not going to be pushed out of the nest. They're not getting rid of me that easily. No one is trying to get rid of you. Oh, no? Everyone who goes up to Boston comes back either engaged or married. Well, no one is going to force me to go to that dance. Patty, you've already made the arrangements. You can't let Kip down now. Boy. How? How do I get myself into these messes? It's a talent, Patty, and you've got it. I was going to rule the world. I can't even handle Brooklyn Heights. What am I going to do, Kathy? Why don't you consult an expert? There's one in the next room. Thank you.
Come in.
Can I talk to you a minute, Papa?
Yeah, sure. Is anything wrong?
Everything's wrong. You know the trouble with the psychology bit?
What?
It works.
Does it?
I don't want to go to Boston.
Because you hate crowds?
No, sir. I just said that so you and Mom would make me go to the dance. I'm afraid I wasn't being very honest. I'm sorry. I got carried away again.
You know, Patty, there's nothing wrong with psychology. You can use it to make people feel better or to make things go smoother. But it's only when you start using it deliberately to manipulate people that it becomes dangerous. It's a very strange thing. When you start using people to get what you want, you usually find out that what you've got isn't what you really wanted after all.
I understand. It won't happen again.
Well, glad to hear that.
I came in to see if you knew any way that I could get out of going to the dance.
Oh, yeah, I think there is.
How?
Well, you might sit down and write a note to Kip.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And tell him I have the measles or something.
Just tell him the truth.
You mean my age and everything?
Yeah.
Couldn't I lie about that just a little bit? No, I guess not. Okay. You're right, Papa. Thank you. I'll write him a special delivery right away. That way he'll have time to get another date. Poor devil. There go 3 years out of my life.
Martin, does this look like a banana to you?
Sure it does. Which one?
Thanks a lot.
F-R-U-G. Patty, that's not the way you spell frog. Frug. Frug. It's a dance, not an animal. Psycho. And I'm out. Congratulations. That's 17 in a row you've won.
I'll get it. That's all right. I'll beat you next time. Papa?
Mm-hmm.
Can I have an advance on my allowance?
No.
Can I go to the movies tonight?
No.
Can I have that new dress I wanted?
No.
Isn't it great? The word no doesn't bother me at all anymore. I feel like a new woman that's worn off psychology.
So do I.
Hi, Rich.
Never mind the high rich. I've been thinking it over, Patty. You're not going to that dance at Harvard.
Oh.
And don't think you're going to talk me into it. I know all about these college men, and I'm going to be one myself in 2 years.
Oh, but...
And if you want a college man, you can wait for me. Is that clear?
Yes, Richard, if that's the way you want it.
That's the way I want it.
Don't you love a masterful man? Come on, let's go down to the shake shop. Bye.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are...
What's going on down there? Patty, are you all right? Me? Sure, I'm fine. You mean you were just sitting here screaming and you're fine? Are you in some kind of trouble? Why is it every time something happens around here, everybody jumps to the conclusion that I'm in trouble? So, something has happened. Do you want to tell me about it? I can't. I can't tell anyone about it. All right. Then would you mind not screaming while I'm on top of a ladder? Kath? Yes? If I tell you, will you promise not to tell anybody? If you don't want me to, of course not. They've accepted me for the Peace Corps. They've what? I sent in an application about 6 weeks ago, and I just got this letter telling me to report. Pat, you're not old enough. Oh, so I stretched my age a little. It's the spirit that counts. I didn't even know they had a branch in Brooklyn Heights. Brooklyn Heights? I'm going to Africa!
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Patty, can't be serious about going to Africa with the Peace Corps. It's all set. What are your mother and father going to say? What can they say? I'm doing this for my country. I finally found something worthwhile to dedicate my life to. And nothing's going to stop me. When do you leave? I report to the training camp in 2 weeks. They say it's pretty rugged. I have to pass all kinds of exercise courses, and then they have classes in native customs and so on. You don't know anything about Africa. Oh, don't worry. By the time I get there, I'm going to be an expert. Listen to what I'm going to say. What did you say? Take me to your leader. Oh, God.
Don't stop. Go on playing. It sounded good.
I thought we were being attacked by the Indians.
Where'd you get the drum, Patty? I borrowed it to do some research with.
That's African, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw the masks in your room. You're getting very interested in Africa, aren't you, Patty?
Well, it's a fascinating country, Aunt Natalie.
Yeah. I thought the masks were of her.
Well, you'd make a great shrunken head.
You know, when I was a kid, I used to dream of going to Africa on a safari.
Yeah? Me too.
Well, who knows? Perhaps we'll all go one day.
Yeah. Or maybe just some of us.
Kichwa vili vinatosha.
What are you doing? Oh, brushing up on my Swahili. Listen to this.
Kibanda kinya viumba vitatu.
The hut has 3 rooms. Oh, good. I wouldn't want it to be crowded.
Kikome kime vunjika kuna kotumatano.
The cup was broken on Wednesday. Oh, here's another one.
Angalia, ondogere ingojena, hatakusema.
Leave this place and bring me your dog. Well, what if no one breaks a cup on Wednesday and they don't have a dog? want to hear me count to 10? No. Moja, mbili, tato, nane, site, tano, sada, ne, tisa, kunu. How about that? Well, if you ever run across anyone with 10 broken cups in a 3-room hut, you'll be a smash. Paduga, paco, si, pacubua, pa, huencio. What's that? You're out of your head. What are you doing? I'm getting in shape. I thought you said they got you in shape down at the camp. Oh, yeah, well, I'm getting in shape. To get in shape, I don't want to flunk the test. Hey, you want to see me do something graceful? Watch this. You ready? Oh, Kathy! Help me, will you? Pass me to my arm. Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait! Patty, what are you doing? It must be 100 degrees in here. Uh-huh. That's the idea. I'm getting used to the heat. Those jungles can be murder. Oh, Ross? Do me a favor, will you?
No,
There's a quarter in it.
that's different. What do you want?
A green salamander.
You know, for a minute, I thought you said you wanted a green salamander.
That's what I said.
And you give me a quarter for it?
That's right.
I'll make you a deal. 5 for $1.
One will be plenty, thanks.
I'll be right back.
What do you want a green salamander for? It says here that we have to live like the natives of the country we're in. Share the same kind of living accommodations, eat the same kind of food. In some parts of Africa, green salamanders are considered a rare delicacy.
Here he is.
Oh, here's your quarter.
Boy, you don't know the trouble I went through getting him. What are you going to do with him?
Gonna eat him.
You're funny.
Green, isn't he? They usually are, yeah. Well, he looks delicious. He's jumping around. I wonder if he has enough air in there. What difference does it make? He's not a pet. He's your lunch. Yeah. Gee, he's awfully thin. You think I should have a fatter one? You're a star. I am not. It's just he looks so young. His mother and father could be looking for him. Hello. Hello, little fella. Aw, he's really cute. He has a personality. Why don't you do a circus act with him and eat him as an encore? Very funny. Ross, aren't you going to eat him? How can I? I've grown accustomed to his face. Take him out and let him go.
You mean you don't want him anymore?
I had a big breakfast.
Boy, your husband's going to lead an interesting life.
Let's see what other native foods they have. Oh, here's one. Grass soup. Sounds delicious. Smells great. It smells like a lawn at high noon. Want to taste some? No, thank you. Beautiful. Well, how was your grass soup? Needs mowing.
What's all this about Patty and the Peace Corps?
Oh, Richard, you've got to talk to her. This time she's really gone too far.
Yeah, Africa's about as far as you can go. When did all this happen?
Do you remember those pictures they showed about the Peace Corps in school about 6 weeks ago?
Sure. Volunteers working in Tanganyika.
Well, you know Patty. She got carried away again. She sent in an application, and they accepted her.
But you have to be 18.
She figures that by the time they find out she's not 18, she will have saved Africa.
Where is she now?
Up in her room.
Just leave her to me.
Thank you, Richard. Come in. Oh, hi, Rich. What are you doing here?
I just happened to be on safari, and I thought I'd drop in. So what's about going to Africa?
Yeah. I'm going to join the great humanitarians. Albert Schweitzer, Clara Barton, Betsy Ross, Patty Lane.
Have you told your mother and father yet?
No, and I'm not going to tell them till the last minute. Then they won't be able to stop me. I'm calling it Operation Hush Hush.
Oh, why don't you call it Operation Nut Nut?
What's the matter? Have you got something against the Peace Corps?
Against it? I'm trying to protect it. What do you think your folks are going to say when they find out?
What can they say, Richard? I'm doing it for my country.
Well, what do you know about Africa?
Heaps! I've read every one of these. Africa, the Dark Continent, Land of the Mau Mau, Bobo, the Jungle Boy, Customs in Africa.
Well, what are you going to do there?
I am going to teach them English.
You? Teach English?
What is so funny about that?
Well, I wonder how you say longitioso, gung-ho, and bye in Swahili.
Don't you worry. I'm not going to have any trouble communicating with them. You know, a lot of people think that the Peace Corps just wants college graduates and experts. But that's not true. A little skill can go a long way in those countries. Rich, why don't you come with me?
Me? Go to Africa?
Yeah.
My father wouldn't even let me go to the game in Hoboken last night.
Okay. You're missing a great adventure. I'll think of you at night, Richard. When the campfires are lighted. And all around me, I hear the roar of the lions. And the tromp, tromp, tromp of the elephant herds.
Sure sounds exciting.
Just think. The jungles are alive with millions of animals that don't exist anywhere else in the world. Ah! It's like a primeval paradise. Man, pitted against raw nature. Well, did you talk her out of it?
Talk her out of it? She darn near talked me into it.
Hi, Patty.
Oh, hi, Tom.
Can I talk to you?
Sure. Pull up a chair. You want a soda?
Oh, no, thanks. This is official business. I want to do an interview for the school paper.
Sure. Anything for the good old bugle.
There's this crazy rumor going around that you're going to Africa with the Peace Corps.
Miti mitano ilitosha.
What?
Take off your shoes when you come into the garden.
Yeah. Well, is it true?
Nam.
No.
Naam means yes. I seem to be the only one around here who knows what I'm talking about.
What made you decide to go?
Well, Tom, we have to do what we can, where we can, when we can. I want to light a candle in the darkness. I have a fantastic ear for languages. Mto, mbuzi, kaka, paruha, kabunga. Take the goat out of the house.
It's awfully quiet around here. Wonder where the kids are.
Oh, they'll be along soon. It's almost dinner time.
Oh, Brooklyn Heights Bugle. See what our competition is doing. Hey, look at this. Brooklyn Heights girl going to Africa for the Peace Corps. Isn't that exciting? Gee, I wonder if Patty knows her.
Think how proud her parents must be.
Yeah.
Just a minute. Come in. Hi, folks.
Oh, what are you all dressed up for?
Me? Dressed up? It's for a school play. I was rehearsing.
Well, you didn't tell us anything about it.
Well, it came up suddenly.
Well, what's it about?
It's, the play is about this girl.
What's the plot?
Well, she gets tired of people saying that teenagers are nothing but juvenile delinquents. So, she decides to do something about it. She joins the Peace Corps and tries to help people who aren't as lucky as she is.
Is she lucky?
Oh, yeah. She's got everything. Wonderful mother and father. Great kid brother. Beautiful home.
And she's willing to give all that up to go to faraway places and help others?
She feels she has to. Somebody has to do it.
She sounds like quite a girl, this character.
Nah. She's pretty average. She just figures it's time she started giving. Can't take all your life, Papa.
How does the play end?
She goes off to Africa and tries to do a good job.
The minimum period of service in the Peace Corps is 2 years.
Yeah, I know.
I imagine that would be rather hard on her mother and father.
She's sorry about that.
She is.
Mm-hmm. She's not trying to hurt anyone. She's just trying to do something good. Something important. For the first time in her life.
Well, it sounds like a very interesting play. We'll be sure to go see it.
Yes, we must. We've got to stop her.
We can't just say no to her, Nat. Not about something as important as this. We have to find some way to make her realize she mustn't go.
How do we do that?
We pray for a miracle. Who knows? That could be it.
Like, hi.
Oh, it's you. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Is Patty ready?
I don't think she's dressed to go bowling.
Oh, we're not going bowling. I'm taking her to the hospital.
To the hospital? Is she sick?
Nope. She's a volunteer nurse, and this is her night to work there.
A volunteer nurse?
Sure. Patty does a lot of stuff like that.
Does she? Come on in, Richard. Tell us about this work that Patty does, Richard. Sit down.
Oh, thanks. Well, last month, she was in charge of an old clothes drive at the settlement house. And before that, she made speeches for the Fresh Air Fund. She raised quite a bit of money. Patty's a talker.
She didn't say one word about any of this.
Well, what is there to say? You just do it because you want to help. Patty works with the orphan kids at the settlement house. She reads to them and tells them stories. She's great.
Is she?
Have an apple, Richard.
Oh, thanks. And next month, the care drive is coming up. She'll be working on that. Next month is going to be a very exciting month.
Did you know Patty was going to Africa?
Africa? I'm sure glad you asked me that, sir. What was that question?
Never mind. I think you've already answered it. You know what you are, Richard?
A stool pigeon.
You're a miracle man. Natalie, would you entertain our guest for a few minutes? I'm going to go up and talk to our daughter.
Good luck.
Patty'll kill me.
Patty? Richard's here to pick you up.
Richard?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot. It's Thursday night. Okay, will you tell him I'll be right down?
Mm-hmm. Where are you off to?
Oh, I'm just going to spend a couple of hours downtown.
With the orphan children?
That Richard has a big mouth.
Well, you're not ashamed of it, are you?
No, of course not. But I figure there are talkers and there are doers. If you're going to do something, do it and don't talk about it.
It's an interesting philosophy. You enjoy your work there?
Oh, yeah. Talk about characters. You should meet some of them sometime. There's this one little boy, Slugger Smith, always laughing. And another little girl. Her name is Babe X. Isn't that a nutty name? She spells it capital E-X. She has beautiful long black hair and great big brown eyes. She's going to grow up to be a dress designer. There's another little girl. Susie Harvey. She has a beautiful voice. She can sing anything.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. I bring her a record album one week, and the next week she has the whole thing memorized.
No kidding.
The greatest character of all is little Petey Peterson. You know, I bring him books on rockets and planes and things, and he doesn't read them. He eats them. He's going to grow up to be an astronaut. You know what he did on my last birthday? He built me a rocket, and I lit the thing, and it took off into the air, and a streamer came out of it spelling happy birthday. All the kids stood around singing happy birthday. I cried like a baby.
Kids must really love you a lot.
Oh, they've done a lot for me, Papa. More than I've done for them.
I'll bet they'd miss you terribly if you went away.
What do you mean?
Well, I was thinking about this play of yours, this girl who goes off to join the Peace Corps.
Yeah?
Well, you know, she sounds like the kind of a girl who'd be involved in worthwhile projects at home, too.
I guess so.
You know, I'd like to suggest a change in the plot of that play.
What kind of change?
Well, supposing this girl were too young to go off to Africa.
But she's not too young.
Well, now, let me finish. And supposing that it weren't really necessary for her to go anywhere to do the things that she wants to do. And she's interested in helping people who really need help, right?
Right.
Well, don't you see, Patty, if she went away to help other people, she'd be walking out on Babe X and Susie Harvey and Petey Peterson, wouldn't she?
Not walking out exactly. She has to do it.
Of course, on the other hand, maybe they'd never even miss her.
Oh, yes, they would. They'd miss her. You really think she'd be walking out, huh?
I think the most important thing she can do is to finish the work she started.
You knew there was no play.
Yeah.
You and Mom very angry?
No, angry is not the word, honey. The word is proud.
Thank you, Papa. I suppose I should have told you. I guess I just got carried away by the glamour of it. You can call eating green salamanders and grass soup glamorous.
Now, you know, someday, if you want to get involved in something like the Peace Corps, I think it would be wonderful.
Okay, when I'm old enough, I'll go. Until then, the rest of the world will have to wait until I take care of North America.
Good.
I'll be the only girl in Brooklyn Heights High who speaks Swahili.
I'm getting kind of hungry. Where's Patty?
I'm sure she'll be along any minute.
Well, she invites me to dinner and she's not even here.
I think she went to pick up her date.
Her date? I'm her date.
Oh, she's interested in somebody else, Richard.
When she's got me?
That's women for you.
Oh, hi, group. Sorry I'm late. Come on in, group. There we go. I'd like you to meet Slugger Smith. And this is Babe X. She's the dress designer. And this is Susie Harvey. She's going to sing for us after dinner. And here's Petey Peterson. He brought his rocket along. He's going to show us how it works.
Hi, kids. Welcome to the Lane home.
Why didn't somebody tell me?
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two.
Phil.
Yeah. I feel all spooky inside. Like,
Me too. Like,
what's the matter?
my foot fell asleep.
Rich? Do you suppose anybody ever felt this way before?
How could they?
I suppose maybe Romeo and Juliet.
Maybe.
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Romeo said that?
Oh, maybe it was Hamlet.
Rich,
What?
you know what I wish? I wish Kathy could feel the way I do.
About me? I'm not her type.
No, not about you. I mean, I wish she could meet a boy, really flip for him.
Kathy? Doesn't figure.
No, I know. She's just too sensible and down to earth for anything like that to happen.
Poor kid.
Yeah, it is a shame.
Hi, Kat. We were just talking about you.
What? How was the Lit Club meeting? Meeting? You did go to a meeting, remember? Oh, yes. It was wonderful. No kidding. What happened? There was a new boy there tonight. His name is Christopher Hubbard.
I know Chris. He's a nice guy.
Nice. He's the most handsome, wonderful, intelligent man I have ever seen.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
You know, Kath, I'm really dying to know. Exactly how did you and Christopher meet? Oh, we haven't actually met yet. You see, he just dropped into the Lit Club and said he'd like to join. And then he sat in the corner all evening and listened. You mean you didn't talk to him at all? How could I? You haven't been introduced. Oh, well, you're the secretary of the Lit Club. Why didn't you go and introduce yourself? Oh, no. That would have been terribly pushy.
Patty, can I borrow your dictionary?
Ross, how many times do I have to tell you?
Knock before you come in.
Come in.
Now, about that dictionary.
It's in the desk. You can have it. Oh, never mind. I'll get it.
Thanks. Hi, Kathy. What's wrong with her?
She's in love.
Kathy? You're kidding.
No.
Who's the lucky guy?
His name's Christopher Hubbard. He doesn't know she's alive.
Why doesn't she introduce herself?
Oh, no. That would be terribly pushy.
Kathy, it isn't that hard to make friends with a boy.
You see? Even he says so.
What's the trick? I mean, even Patty's got a fella.
Get out.
If you need any tips, Kathy, just come by.
Out.
I'll steer you straight.
Out! Thank you, Miss Lonely Hearts. You know, for once, Mighty Mouse is right. It's your move with Chris. Patty, I can't just throw myself at him. Well, how is he going to know you like him? I don't know. I've never felt this way about a boy before. Kathy, you need help. And you're going to get it right now. Patty, you're not going to call him up. No, dear, I'm not going to call him up. And I'm not going to hire a skywriter to fly over Brooklyn Heights and spell out Kathy loves Christopher. Hi, Rich.
Oh, hi, Patty.
How well do you know Christopher Hubbard?
Well, he's in my math class.
Great. Kathy wants to meet him. I didn't say that. Just a minute. You don't want to meet him? Well, of course I do. But I don't want Christopher to think that I'm brassy and forward. Oh, no, we must keep that a deep, dark secret. Rich? Kathy does want to meet him. Only it has to be handled with great tact.
Okay. Tomorrow I'll tell him my girl's got a cousin who's flip for him.
No. Rich, I think you'll have to handle it with a little bit more tact. Hey, why don't you bring him to the shake shop after school? That way you can kind of, run into us there. Isn't that awfully sneaky? Absolutely diabolic. Rich, meet us there at about, 3:30.
Right. Good night, Juliet.
Good night, Romeo. What time is it, Patty? 3:45. Well, I suppose I'd better go now. I have a lot of homework to do. You just sit right there. Richard's here. Is there anyone with him? Yeah. He's cute. I know. Please, Patty.
Hi, what a surprise.
Hi, Rich.
I got here as fast as I could. Chris, say hello to my girl. Patty Lane, Christopher Hubbard.
Hello, Patty.
Hi. This is my cousin, Kathy Lane. How do you do?
Hello.
Won't you sit down?
Okay, what do you have, Chris?
Nothing, thanks. I can't stay long.
Oh. You're new in school, aren't you, Chris?
Yes, we just moved down from Boston.
Oh, I love dear old Boston. It so reminds me of London.
London? You were never there, Patty.
Oh, no, but Kathy was. Weren't you, Kathy? Yes. Kathy's been everywhere. London, Paris, Madrid, Rome, Florence.
Florence? I have a cousin named Florence.
Her father's a
Her
foreign
name's
correspondent.
Florence Lawrence. That's
And
her name.
She speaks scads of foreign languages. And she plays the piano beautifully and dances ballet. Betty. Oh, and she cooks like a dream and makes all her own clothes.
Oh.
What are you majoring in, Chris?
English.
Kathy's an English major, too. Aren't you, Kathy? Yes. Kathy writes short stories and poems. And she's secretary of the Lit Club.
Yes, I know. I was at the meeting last night.
Oh, were you?
You know that. You cut that out.
Chris, are you an author, too?
Well, I've written some poetry.
Really? Kathy, maybe you could arrange for Chris to read some of his poems to the Lit Club. I'd be very happy to.
Thanks, but I don't like to read my stuff to people.
Oh, when's the club meeting, Kath? Tuesday night. Chris, why don't you come over to our house for dinner, and then you and Kathy can go on to the club together? Patty, please.
Thanks, but I can't make it. Excuse me. I have to go to the library.
Oh, Kathy, you were just on your way to the library, weren't you? No, I wasn't.
Nice to meet you. So long, Richard.
Bye, Chris.
Bye.
I'm sorry, Kathy. Thank you for trying. Forget it. And him, too. I'm sorry to be such a gloom.
That's very pretty, Kath.
If you like sad music.
Kath, forgive me for butting in, but I gather there's a boy you're rather fond of, right? Well, now, you take it from me. A girl as attractive and bright as you are can have any young man that she goes after.
It's very sweet of you to say so, Uncle Martin.
No, it's true. The only thing is that, well, sometimes you have to, what's the expression? You have to come on strong.
Come on strong?
Well, it doesn't do any good to moon in a corner, does it? See, I think you should let this boy know that you think he's wonderful. Be open and direct.
Open and direct.
Absolutely. How do you think your Aunt Natalie landed me?
Then you don't mind if I give you a bit of advice, Kathy?
No, of course not, Aunt Natalie.
Well, it's very simply this. See, men, or boys, are attracted by the unknown, the unpredictable.
They are?
Oh, every time. You can't go around with your heart on your sleeve. You have to be aloof and mysterious.
Aloof. Mysterious.
Absolutely. How do you think I landed your Uncle Martin?
If you really want to hook this fella, you gotta be feminine and clingy.
Feminine and clingy?
Yeah. You know, bat your eyes and look mushy.
Bat my eyes. Look mushy.
Really? Scout's honor. How do you think Nicky Lee landed me?
Thank you, Ross. Hi, Kath. How do you feel? Fine. I was just learning how to land Christopher.
Oh? How?
All I need do is be open and direct, aloof and mysterious, and bat my eyes. Mushy. Who said that? Uncle Martin, Aunt Natalie, and Ross, in that order.
Oh, you can forget what they said. I've got the real answer.
What's that? I was just watching this movie on TV, Passion's Plaything. It's all about this gorgeous French actress, Caresse Capri. She has every man in Paris at her feet. You know how she does it? How? She treats them like dogs. Like dogs?
Mm-hmm. You know, mean and rotten. Caresse, you are a devil. You've lied to me, betrayed me, destroyed me. But what can I do, chérie? I adore you. Oh, you're a bore.
That wasn't very nice of her.
Oh, but it paid off. Caresse, if you do not come back to me, I will throw myself in the Seine. And she didn't. And he did.
Patty, what has all that to do with Christopher and me? Everything. Kathy, you've got to start treating him like a dog.
I can't do that. Well, you want to land him, don't you?
Oh, yes, but then you've got to operate.
Proud, haughty, cruel.
So he said, how about a date Saturday night? And I said, sorry, I'm busy. So he said, how about a date next Saturday night? And I said, sorry, I'm busy. So he said, how about a date the Saturday after that? And I said, sorry, I'm busy then, too. And you know what?
What?
The next day, he sent me the biggest box of candy you ever saw.
Oh, that's wonderful. Then you've got to operate.
Proud, haughty, cruel.
Are you sure I look all right, Patty?
You look irresistible.
I wish I felt that way.
Look, Kath, Rich went to a lot of trouble to arrange this rematch. Don't chicken out now.
They're here. Steady, girl.
It's open, Rich!
Hiya, beautiful. Hiya, Kath. You remember my friend, Chris?
Oh, didn't we meet the other day?
Yes, in the malt shop.
Oh, yes, of course. You're, Christopher Hubble.
Hubbard.
Oh, sorry. Would you like to come to the living room? Won't you sit down?
Hey, Patty, let's see what's to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy?
Yes?
About that meeting next Tuesday
Meeting?
of the Lit Club. I'll be there.
Oh, how nice.
And I've changed my mind. I'd like to have the club hear some of my poems.
Oh, do you write verse?
Yes. In fact, I brought some of my poems with me. Would you like to hear them?
Why don't you just leave them on the table and I'll look at them when I have a chance.
Hey! They're out of ice cream. Let's go do the shake shop bit and live a little.
All right. Kathy, remember, you have to be home by 10. I do? Kathy's expecting a long-distance call from a Hollywood actor. Calls her almost every night.
Yeah? Gee, I didn't know Kathy knew an actor in Hollywood.
Well, shall we? That was Wizard.
Can we sit down now and talk?
I'd love to. Keep dancing.
Kathy, please, let's sit this one out.
Well, you may if you wish. Oh, Lou, come on, they're playing our song. Excuse me. Kathy, you were really terrific. Patty, how long do we have to keep this up? Until he's hopelessly in the palm of your hand. Hello? It's Chris. Gee, Chris, I'm sorry. Kathy's on the other phone. What other phone? Shh. Remember, you're talking to an actor in Hollywood. Oh, no, Betty, I can't do that. Oh, maybe you can, but I can. Hello, Chris? Could you hold on a minute, please? Okay. Yes, I do wish I was with you. Sitting there watching the sun set on the Pacific. Troy. Troy. Shh. What's that, dear? You're going to fly east just to see me? Oh, yes. I'll fit you in somehow. Patty. Hello, Chris? Gee, I don't know when Kathy's going to be off the phone. Oh, why don't you try her in the morning? Night. Patty, why do we have to do this? Because you're in love and that's all-out war.
Richard, I need your help. I'm crazy about Kathy, but I don't know how to handle her.
Well, what's the handle? Kathy's a nice, quiet girl.
That's what I thought. I fell for the first time I saw her at the Lit Club.
No kidding. Oh, you sure didn't act like a guy who was in love when I introduced you.
It's because I like her so much.
Huh?
I'm shy with girls, especially a girl I really go for. I don't know, I just freeze up.
Man, you've got a problem.
You know, I was so glad you arranged that double date last night. You know, I thought I could relax and start being friendly, but Kathy came on like gangbusters.
Yeah, she sure acted spooky.
And now I can't even get her on the phone. She's always talking to some Hollywood big shot.
Chris, you need help.
I know.
And I've got the answer.
What?
There's just one way to handle a woman. Treat her like a dog.
Okay, I'll do it.
Hello?
Oh, Kathy? Chris Hubbard here.
Oh. Hello, Chris. Hello.
I'm seeing you tonight, Kathy, see?
You are?
We're going to that piano recital at the art hall, see?
I'd like to do that.
Oh, fine. I'll call for you about 8 o'clock. I mean, meet me there, 8 sharp, see?
All right. I'll be there. Bye. invited me to a piano recital.
Great.
I'm supposed to be there at 8 o'clock.
Be there?
You mean he's not picking you up? No. He sounded so masterful, I just said I'd be there.
Oh, Kathy.
I'm sorry. Meet him at 8, huh?
Well,
We know how to handle that. Hi.
Kathy,
I'm here.
you're 30 minutes late, though.
Am I? How naughty of me.
2, please. That'll be $1.
Thank you, Chris. It was a very interesting evening.
I'm so glad.
Fascinating, in fact. And since we're never going to see each other again, I'd like to say you're the rudest boy I've ever met.
Then that makes us even.
I don't mind going Dutch. I really don't. But you could at least have asked me.
And you could at least have been on time.
That's right. I was late, wasn't I?
30 minutes.
I probably had a premonition that I'd be spending an interminable evening with an unmitigated boor.
Oh, well, don't worry. It won't happen again.
It certainly won't.
And don't expect me at the Lit Club. I just resigned.
How delightful. Good night.
You mean goodbye. Kathy,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I should
Please,
never...
I'm not really like that. Kathy, forget everything I said, everything that happened. Just remember one thing. I'm crazy about you.
I like you too, Chris. Very, very much.
Do you really?
From the first time I saw you at the Lit Club.
That's when it hit me. Oh, darn. What kind of a nut was I to have listened to Richard?
Richard?
He told me the only way to get a girl is to treat her like a dog.
Richard told you that?
What's so funny?
Patty told me that that was the only way to get a boy. And all the time, you were... Well, I'd better go.
Good night, Kat.
Good night, Chris.
I'll see you tomorrow.
How was your date, Kath?
Oh, lovely.
You see, it's all in knowing how to handle a boy.
That's right. You bet.
You can say that again.
I ordered the shakes extra thick.
Good. Thank you.
Don't they look gone?
Flip time. Just like us.
You know, for a while, I thought they'd never get together.
Me either.
But they did. I'm really glad I was able to make it all happen.
Yeah. What do you mean you were glad to make it happen?
That's right. I told Kathy how to handle Chris, and that was that.
Correction. I told Chris how to handle Kathy, and that's what did it.
Richard, I really don't mean to contradict you, but it was me.
No offense, Patty, but it was me.
Richard, I have always known you were arrogant and conceited, but there are limits.
Patty, I wish you would come out of orbit and face facts.
Come out of orbit?
Yes.
I am taking that. You struck me like that. You got it.
What I did, of course, it was worse.
That's fine, right? And I...
Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
As team manager, I'm proud to introduce one of our school's all-time gridiron greats, Gilbert Tugwell. Mr. Tugwell has gone on to win his letter in the game of life, but he still recalls the days when he captained our undefeated team of 1917.
That's 1937.
Right. 1937, that is. All right, gang. Mr. Gilbert T. for touchdown, Tugwell.
Hello, gang! Gang! That's right. That's right. I'm in the game of life. You know, the business world. But, gang, believe me, life to me is just one big football game. But gang. Listen, I appreciate the fight to stay on top. And, you know, that's what this team is going to do. So, gang, now I say to you, in the immortal words of old Coach Hanson, hit 'em high, hit 'em low, hit 'em hard, and
Go, go, go.
yeah, go!
All right, gang. Here he is, our quarterback and captain, the finest athlete to ever wear the red and gold, Rock Malankovich.
Hi. I ain't much, for making speeches. But I'll tell you one thing. We're gonna beat Eastern.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Hiya, Patty.
Hi, Rich. Hi, Rock. Hey, congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
Kath, I want you to meet a friend of mine, Rock Malankovich.
How do you do?
Hello.
Arrested, right? What do you have, pal?
Oh, nothing. I'm in training.
Is, Rock your real name?
No, it's, Myron.
Well, Myron's a very nice name. It's an old Greek name.
Is it? Who told you?
Oh, I read it somewhere.
Kathy's always reading some book. She's the smartest girl in the school.
I'll bet.
Rock, you were absolutely sensational Saturday. When you came out of that T formation and threw that lateral, that blocking...
Did you see the game?
No, I'm afraid not.
Oh. Would you like to be my guest at the game next Saturday?
That's very nice of you, but I really don't know anything about football. That's our cast.
If you were to ask her to a chess match...
I can't even play checkers.
Rock, level with me. How does it look for Saturday? Do you think we'll beat Central? Defensively, of course, I know they're very strong. But our team has such spirit and drive.
We'll clobber them. But I ask myself, what good is it?
Great game. Okay, guys, grab a fast shower. Coach wants to see you.
Richard, I gotta talk to you.
Hello, sir. What are you doing here?
Well, I decided to watch practice today. And a good thing, too. Richard, what's wrong with our boy Rock?
Beats me. He's been in a slump all week.
Did you see that pass he dropped? I could have caught it with my teeth.
Oh, is that the way you did it way back in your day?
That's just an expression. And it wasn't so way back. Well, never mind about that. What's ailing Rock?
How you feeling, Rocco boy?
Oh, fine.
You see? I told you can't get through to him.
Well, naturally. What's needed is someone with tact and understanding.
Okay, but who do we get?
How's it going, boy?
Swell, Mr. Tugwell.
Everything all right at home?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You keeping up with your schoolwork?
Uh-huh.
Rock, boy, you can level with me. What's bothering you, boy?
Nothing, Mr. Tugwell.
Rock, I'm talking to you as if I were your own father.
Yeah. You even yell like him. Excuse me, sir. I gotta go shower.
I told you. There's no getting through to him. I don't believe it.
What?
I know what's bugging Rock. Look.
Hey, that's Kathy Lane.
Rock must have clipped this picture out of the class book. He's in love with her.
Hey, our troubles are over. Go call Kathy up and tell her the good news.
I don't think it's that simple, sir. I don't think Rock is Kathy's type.
What do you mean, not her type? A boy who can take out 3 men with 1 block?
Kathy just doesn't dig football.
Don't be ridiculous. Go on over and straighten her out.
Okay, I'll try, but I'm telling you, Kathy just doesn't care about football.
Then talk some sense into her. Tell her that she's got to start being nice to Rock, or else.
Or else what?
Or else we could lose every game this season.
I'm sure Rock is a very nice boy.
Take my word for it, Kath. He's a prince.
But he just isn't my type. Kathy, nobody's asking you to marry Rock. We just want you to date him for a little while.
Yeah, just till the end of the season.
And suddenly drop him? That wouldn't be very nice. Well, you never know. You might get to like him. Patty, I wouldn't even know what to talk to him about. All he cares for is football. And you don't know anything about football. Okay, I'll teach you. Look, there are 11 guys on a team.
Most girls
and they
would be
plant a big field
proud
with
to go
white
out
stripes
with
all
Rock.
over it. And the main idea is to get as many
You'd be the
touchdowns as
envy of the
possible,
whole
either by throwing a
team.
forward pass or running with the ball. Patty, Richard, please listen to me. I'm not trying to be difficult. But why should I go out with Rock if I don't want to? I'll tell you why. Because you owe it to the school. The school. Kathy, do you realize that with Rock on our team, this could be the most glorious year in the history of Brooklyn Heights High? Brooklyn Heights, my
Because Brooklyn Heights isn't just classrooms, books, and homework. It's a spirit, a bond, a sacred flame that is burning right now in all our classrooms. In our hearts. And right now, Kathy, you are the keeper of the flame. Are you going to nourish and cherish it, or are you going to let it go out and turn to bitter ashes in your mouth?
Brooklyn Heights,
My Brooklyn Heights, Brooklyn Heights, my Brooklyn Heights.
Oh, hello, Rock.
Hi. Here. For you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, they're beautiful, but you shouldn't have.
Oh, it's okay. My uncle's an undertaker.
Oh. Shall we go inside? Oh, thank you very much for the football tickets yesterday.
Oh, did you have a good time?
Oh, yes, I did. It was very interesting.
It's the best game I ever played.
Oh?
That's because you were there, Kathy.
What would you like to do today, Rock?
Oh, anything you say.
It's such a lovely day. Why don't we go for a walk in the park?
Great.
All right. Oh. And perhaps we could stop at the museum.
What for?
Well, they're having a new exhibit of a collection of sculpture.
Oh, sounds swell.
Do you really want to go?
With you, I'd go anywhere.
This one's very famous, Rock. It's called The Winged Victory.
Of, Samothrace. That was a big naval battle the Greeks won.
Yes. How did you know that?
Oh, I got an uncle who sculpts. He gave me a book about all this stuff.
Oh. Oh, this one should interest you.
Hey, that's okay. The guy who sculpted this sure knew what he was doing.
What makes you say that?
Well, you see how he done those muscles? He's got them bulging just right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure you. Go on. Feel my arm.
Well, all right. Oh, yes. You're very strong.
Yeah.
Oh, here's Mercury, the runner.
Hey, you know something, Kathy? I'm having fun.
I'm glad, Rock.
See, I used to fool around with carving things when I was a kid.
Did you?
Out of clay, kid stuff.
Why did you give it up?
Oh, I started playing football.
Oh, you ought to go back to it.
Nah, I'm too busy.
You could find time. And just think, perhaps it would turn out that you have a real talent for sculpture.
You know, my uncle said I was pretty good.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah, I could fix up a place in the cellar and borrow some stone from my uncle.
As a sculptor.
The undertaker. He's also in the monument business.
Do it, Rock. Won't it be exciting to try?
Yeah. Yeah. I know just what I'm gonna sculpt first.
What?
You'll see.
Kathy, it's you. It certainly is. I feel as if I belong on Mount Rushmore.
Do you like it, Kathy?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's because you're beautiful.
I meant it was a beautiful piece of work.
Yeah, terrific. Come on, Rock, let's get over to practice.
Rock? How am I going to get it home?
Easy.
Rock, boy, you're gonna be late for practice.
Come on, Kathy. I'll walk you home.
You know something? I think we have an ex-football player on our hands.
Hey! I'm here today because this is it. Your final practice. On Saturday, ready for the big one. Now, Rock, I know that we can count on you. Rock?
Not here, Mr. Tugwell.
Oh. Well, good luck, gang. Get out there and drive, drive, drive!
Great speech, Coach.
Oh, thanks. Why wasn't Rock here to hear it?
I don't know.
Well, what's wrong with him now? I thought things were fine since he got together with Kathy.
Well, he's playing as great as usual. You know that. He's been skipping practice lately.
Skipping practice? What does he think football is? A game? Rock, you're late.
That's right, Mr. Tugwell. I was at the Modern Museum.
Modern Museum? What for?
Well, Kathy took me to see the new Brancusi show. Very powerful in a non-representational idiom.
What'd you say? Rock's on an artistic kick.
Oh, forget it, Rock. The only kick we care about is the one that starts the big game Saturday.
You might as well brace yourself for a big shock right now, Mr. Tugwell. I'm not playing.
What? What are you saying, boy?
I'm giving up football, sir. I've decided. It's interfering with my career.
Oh, well, football is your career, boy.
No longer, sir. I'm turning in my shoulder pads.
You can't, Rock. Not before the big game.
Richard, here's my notebook with all the play signals. I no longer have any use for it.
No. Rock, boy, where's your school spirit?
Oh, I haven't lost that, Mr. Tugwell. But it's just like Kathy says. The finest thing I can do for Brooklyn Heights High is to become a great sculptor.
No, you listen to me, boy!
You're getting excited about all this, Mr. Tugwell. I wish I could be out there with the other chaps on the playing field on Saturday, but my mind's made up.
Oh, Rock, wait! There must be 500 girls in this school. Why does he have to fall in love with a culture nut?
This way, Mr. Tugwell.
And Natalie, and Martin, I want to work with you.
Good evening, Gilbert. Richard.
Oh, sit down, both of you.
Thanks.
Here, Mr. Tugwell.
I'll get some coffee.
What can I do for you, Gilbert?
We got a problem on our hands. And she's sitting right over there. This niece of yours is destroying the career of the best athlete Brooklyn Heights High has ever had.
He's talking about Rock Milenkovich, Papa. Rock also happens to have a great talent for sculpture.
So this girl talked him into quitting the team on the day before the big game.
Well, here's some coffee. Darling, would you take that for Richard, please?
Thanks a lot, Mrs. Lane.
How can you eat like that when we're facing a crisis?
I gotta keep my strength up.
Exactly what do you want me to do, Gilbert?
Talk sense to Kathy. Tell her to get Rock back into the ball game.
Please, Papa. I've talked to her till I'm blue in the face, and she won't listen to me.
Patty, I cannot tell Kathy what to say to Rock. Now, you should understand that.
Thank you, Uncle Martin.
But without Rock, we'll be clobbered.
Well, I hope not, Gilbert. But if the boy prefers art to football...
Look, I've got nothing against art. Didn't I pay for that statue of old Coach Hanson?
So you did. Well, I appreciate how you feel about it, Gilbert. Believe me, I have nothing against school athletics.
Oh, that's true, Gilbert. Back in college, Martin was captain of the baseball team.
Baseball? I'm in a den of baseball players.
Richard, the time is now 1 minute to midnight.
You're fast. It's only 7:30.
That's just an expression. Somehow we have got to get through to Rock.
How? He'll only listen to Kathy.
Yeah, I know. He's coming over later. That means he's probably still home in his workshop creating.
So?
So? Pick up that phone and dial Beachview 23598.
Okay. Hey, that's Rock's number.
That's right. Hello, Rock. This is Kathy.
I get it. Patty, if you pull this off, the school will put up your statue.
Yeah, and Rock can sculpt it after the big game. Kathy. What you doing? Oh, you're sculpting a new statue? Oh, no. No, don't come over. I'd like to run over there and take a look at it. See you then.
Sit down. I'll be through in a minute.
I passed the gym on my way over here tonight. They were having a big pep rally before the game tomorrow.
Oh, are they?
Yes. Rock, you can be frank with me. Deep down inside, don't you really wish you were playing in that game tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, I do. Kind of. But it's like you said, Kathy. I'm an artist now.
Don't you think you're avoiding a moment of truth?
Hmm?
Well, an artist just can't create. He has to experience.
Experience what?
Life. Eat, sleep, fall in love. Play football.
I already had that experience.
True. But an artist must live his life to the fullest.
Really?
Well, of course. Well, look at Hemingway. He stalked lions in Africa. And Lord Byron fought wars for Greek independence. And Tolstoy...
And what'd he do?
Whatever the life force told him was right.
Gee, Kathy, I never heard you talk like that before. You sound like a different person.
I just want you to fulfill yourself.
Well, we're gonna have to get this thing tuned. Say, it's almost 9 o'clock. I thought you said Rock was coming over.
Oh, you know artists. He's probably lost in his work.
Well, why don't you call him up?
I was thinking I might take a walk over there.
I have a better idea. I'll drive you.
Would you?
Why not? I'd like to see some of his work myself.
All right. Let's go through it again. Again. 11, 78, 44, 22.
This starts out as a run to the left, I fake it to the halfback, and I get it to the fullback.
Good. 31, 39, 55, 74. Hey!
I fake and then run. Starts out as a fake and run, and then I fade back for a long pass. And Kathy. Hey, there are two of you Kathys. What's going on?
Well, I have a theory, Rock. But perhaps Patty would like to explain.
Patty?
Mm-hmm.
Pat, you didn't. Shall we say I nearly did?
Is that all you have to say?
I did it for the old school. I wanted to see us win. It's a far, far better thing I do than I've ever done before. Oh, boy, am I ever sorry I did it.
Are you beginning to find the game exciting, Kathy?
When Rock got away and the three guys almost had him and he still made it?
You were wonderful, Rock.
It was a great game, Rock.
Thanks, Mrs. Lane.
I'm glad you decided to play, Rock. A man should use all his talents.
That's just what I told him last night. I said, Rock...
I'd like to see Michelangelo throw a touchdown pass like that. Wait till next year, boy.
Mr. Tugwell, you better brace yourself again. There's not going to be any next year. I'm transferring to Brooklyn Poly.
Brooklyn Poly? You're joking.
They don't even have a football team.
Yeah, I know. But boy, what an art department.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, darling. Hello, Uncle Martin.
Hi. Where's Patty?
I believe she's up in her room.
Patty, I'm home.
This is great. The magnetic man and the electrodynamic monster are gonna fight an ultrasonic duel over the subterranean lady.
I'd hate to see their electric bill. Patty!
Somehow, Patty's seconds seem like hours.
Watch this. Patty, you're $25 richer today.
$25 richer? You raised my allowance.
No, but you remember the 25 shares of stock that I bought you for your birthday?
Sure. McGregor Elevator Company.
Don't tell me elevator went up.
It went up another point today, and that makes a total of 5 points since I bought it.
That's wonderful. You've made $125, Patty. $125, and I didn't even have to do anything.
Well, it did help a little to have a shrewd father who's got business know-how.
Yeah, you do look a little like Bernard Baruch. As a younger man, of course.
Ross, don't push your luck.
How long has this been going on? It's an instant gold mine.
Patty, if you have any notion of investing in the stock market, you can just forget it.
Oh, I'm not going.
McGregor Elevator could just as easily have gone down 5 points. And then you'd have been $125 poorer.
Yeah, I know that, but...
And before you ship all your money to Wall Street, you owe me $2 from yesterday.
Don't worry. I think Patty is trying to assure us that she's not going to buy any stock. That's right. I'm going to sell it.
You're going to sell your stock in McGregor Elevator?
No. I'm going to sell stock in me. Patty Lane Incorporated.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll. A hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet. Still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
The meeting of the Board of Directors of Patty Lane Incorporated will now come to order. The secretary will please read the minutes of the last meeting. Since there was no last meeting, there will be no minutes. And we don't have a secretary anyway, so let's just come to order. Patty, what are you trying to say? Order. That's the way all big corporation meetings start.
Look, Patty, how can we be a board of directors when we don't even know what we're directing?
Well, I'm coming to that. I am capitalizing Patty Lane Incorporated at 200 shares of stock.
How much a share?
$1. Just think. For $5, you can get in on the ground floor of a financial empire.
Something tells me if we get in on the ground floor, we're going to get off at the basement.
99 shares will be for sale to the public, and I will retain 101 shares. Where are you going to get enough money to pay for all that stock? I don't need any money to pay for it. As founder of Patty Lane Incorporated, I am entitled to it for the use of my name.
For the $2 you owe me, you can use my name.
Order. I am the president, and I have the right to control the company by being the majority stockholder. Any questions? Yes. You still haven't told us what kind of a business this is going to be. Exactly what are we selling? Patty Lane.
Are you sure there's a demand for it?
What we are selling are my creative talents and ability. We'll just start with one product naturally, and then we'll branch out like any other big corporation. That's called diversification.
I've got an idea for a product. Why don't we work on the food angle?
Good thinking, R.H. Have it for me. Gets used up quickly. Very good. Now, let's see. Teenagers make up a big part of the buying public. What foods do teenagers like best?
Pizzas.
Pizza. Mama Patty's Pizzas. Nah, somehow it doesn't sound Italian enough.
You could change your name to Tony.
What about preserves? I have a lovely recipe for apricot jam. Mother Patty's Preserves. Yeah, I like that. And what teenager doesn't like apricot jam?
My favorite, strawberry.
All right, we'll vote on it. All those in favor of apricot jam, say aye. Aye! Aye.
I'll stick with strawberry.
Overruled. Motion is carried. We are now going to see financial history being made. Patty Lane Incorporated. We are now on the big board.
Good. Can we leave?
The proper procedure in a corporation meeting is to move that we adjourn.
Okay. Can we adjourn and then leave?
No. We have one more piece of business on the agenda. As members of the board of directors, you should show your faith in the company by becoming stockholders yourselves. Kathy? Oh, I think I could manage 5. Ah, very good. Richard?
3, I guess.
3? That's all the faith you've got?
No, that's all the money I've got.
All right. I'll put you down for 5, and you can give me the other $2 when you get your allowance. Ross?
Put me down for 2, and then you can pay for it with the $2 you owe me.
Okay. That's 12 down and 87 to go. Okay. Now get out there and S-E-L-L. Sell, sell, sell!
And the stock only costs $1 today. But next week it could be worth $1.50, $1.75, $2, who knows?
I'll buy 2 shares. I've always wanted to be a speculator.
2 shares, Maggie. And believe me, you won't be sorry.
Put me down for 3. All I've got to lose is my life savings.
Bruce, 3.
The same for me. It's only money.
I'll take 2, but I'll have to go without lunches this week.
Oh, don't worry about that. With the money you make from this investment, you'll be able to have your lunches catered.
So how many shares of this blue chip stock do you want to start out with? 15, 20, 25?
I never thought Patty would go through with this. You gotta give her credit.
30, 35?
Kathy's apricot jam is delicious.
You said it. Can I put you down for 40 then?
It'll be valuable experience for the kids. Give them a good background in economics.
45?
Imagine, Patty, a corporation.
50. Do I hear 50?
It's wild, Kathy. You've outdone yourself.
Hey, cut that out. You're eating up all the profits.
I'm afraid I can't take all the credit. The recipe was originated by King George III's kitchen staff. Hey, that gives me a great idea for a slogan. The jam of the kings and the king of the jams. We'll put that on the labels. Well, now that we've got all these samples, we've got to get out and create a huge demand for them. How can we create a huge demand with just 6 little jars of jam? Just leave it to your prez. Look, Sammy, all I'm asking is that you take 2 jars of Mother Patty's preserves on approval.
Patty, you're wasting your time. Nobody's going to pay money for this.
Oh, you never know. Just try it. I'll be back tomorrow.
Hi, Sam. I'll have a strawberry delight with pistachio and cherry. Speaking of gourmet food, is this Mother Patty's preserves I see?
Yes, but she's going to pick them up tomorrow.
I'll take all you've got.
You'll take them? You mean you'll buy them?
All you can get.
I'll take this loaf of bread. And what kind of jam do you have?
Oh, we have a special on grape jam. 2 for $1.
What's that jam everyone's been talking about?
Oh, my grape jam. 2 for $1.
No, Mother somebody's... Oh, there it is. Mother Patty's preserves. I'll take all you've got.
All right.
All right, make it an even $1. Thank you.
Can I help you?
My mother sent me for some Mother Patty's preserves.
Sorry, we're fresh out.
But you had 2 jars. You mean somebody bought them?
We don't give them away, Sonny.
Was it a teenager?
No, Mrs. Market, one of my studies from down the street.
My gosh! Somebody really bought them!
Boy, Patty, you're sure climbing.
I wouldn't be surprised if we declared our first dividend before long. Here, I just bought these from the Gypsy Tea Room. Yeah, I know. They just called in their order for a dozen more. Oh, and the delicatessen wants 2 dozen. Business is booming.
If we boom any more, we're gonna be broke. We're selling those sample jars for 25 cents apiece, and we're buying them back at 40 cents apiece.
And then there was the money we used for the sample batch. So we chalked that up to operating expenses. And by the time we fill these orders, the profits will be pouring in.
As a stockholder, I'm delighted to hear that.
Hi, Popo. Did you see our latest quotation?
All the other stocks are down, but Patty's up to 1 5/8.
Yeah, it's about a 60% profit. Yeah, on paper, of course.
And we have an order for 6 dozen jars, and that's just a beginning.
I'm glad to hear that, fellow stockholders. Of course, first you have to purchase the supplies. You know, I mean like the ingredients for the jam. And the jars. And, of course, the distribution costs. Not to mention the overhead.
I suppose it's a case of having to spend money in order to make money, right? Wrong. If we're shrewd, we don't have to spend money. But how could...
Please, girls, be careful how you handle the merchandise.
Mr. Fleming?
Yes? What can I do for you?
Oh, what can we do for you? I am Patty Lane, president of Patty Lane Incorporated, and this is one of my directors, Kathy Lane. How do you do? Mr. Fleming, this is your lucky day.
Look, Miss Lane, be careful. You might break...
Your jar is being considered as the official glassware for Mother Patty's Preserve, the jam of the kings and the king of the jam.
That's not plastic, you know.
Oh, yes, I know. Notice its distinctive quality. Not round like other jars, but square. Yes, I think it would be very suitable. As I always say, you can't put quality jam in a cheap jar. Yeah. Mr. Fleming, you can send us 6 dozen jars.
Good, I'll write up the invoice.
Invoice, Mr. Fleming? Invoice?
Please!
When we are prepared to announce to the world that the Fleming Bottle Company are our official glass makers?
6 dozen jars isn't a very loud announcement.
Well, that's just a beginning. Yeah. Mr. Fleming, I am prepared to offer you 15 shares of stock in Patty Lane Incorporated. In exchange for the jars. 15 shares? How do you count? You're right. That's too much. 10 shares, and that is my final offer.
I don't know much about Wall Street.
Oh, but you do know about Easy Street, Mr. Fleming. And that's exactly where Patty Lane Incorporated is going to put you. Yes, it's been a very active stock. Future orders are already streaming in.
Well, I'll talk to my stockbroker about it.
Mr. Fleming, if Henry Ford came to you with the automobile, would you want to see your stockbroker? Or Edison with the electric light? You are in at the birth of a dynasty. Is it a deal?
It's a deal.
Oh, Mr. Fleming, you should be more careful how you handle our merchandise. Look at the way I'm soaring. At this rate, I'll be able to merge with a larger corporation.
Who would buy us out?
I'll buy them out.
According to my records...
You're out of order. I didn't recognize you.
Why? Do I look different?
If you want the floor, you have to raise your hand. Chair recognizes Richard Harrison.
According to my records, the number of outstanding shares is 240.
That's great. Patty, we were capitalizing our stock at 200 shares. That means we've sold 40 more shares than we have. How could that happen?
Maybe while you were out trading shares for the jars, the apricots, and the sugar, Ross and I were busy selling shares.
Yeah, we all goofed.
240 shares.
What do you think?
I think we're all under arrest.
Hello? Anybody home? Hi.
Hello, darling.
What are you all dressed up for?
Oh, you're taking me out to dinner.
I am.
Oh, the kitchen is out of bounds for me. See, Mother Patty has gone into preserve production.
That I've got to see.
Hi, Papa. Come to watch the wheels of industry turning?
I'm very impressed.
I think we're really quite well organized.
Say, did you manage to work out your surplus stock problem?
Uh-huh. I decided to give up 40 of my shares, and then it balances out okay.
Good. Good. I'm glad to see you worked it out in such an unselfish manner.
Oh, I didn't mind. I still have 61 shares, and that's more than anybody else.
Now I know why you're known as the she-wolf of Wall Street. Well, I'll see you later.
Right. We'd better get started, Patty. The jam takes an hour to cook. A whole hour? Can't we do it any faster than that? Not when you use dried apricots. Oh, this is supposed to be a modern corporation. We have to be efficient. It still has to cook an hour. Not if you use a pressure cooker. Oh, my recipe doesn't say anything about... Of course not. That was hundreds of years ago. They didn't even have pressure cookers. Well, I've never made it any other way before. Oh, well, you're going to now. This is the space age. Here's Mom's. I'll go over and get some more from some of the other stockholders. Now, this is what I call mass production. I've never made so much jam at one time before. I hope I figured these measurements right. Maybe I should have traded some shares for a computer.
You don't need a computer. Kathy got an A in math. Where do you want me to put these?
Oh, in the oven. That's the way we sterilize them in mass production. Aren't you filling them a little too high? One of the secrets of success is to get the maximum capability out of your equipment. Here, let's have another refill.
Where do I put these labels?
Oh, ask Patty.
Patty, where are these... Patty, the labels go on the outside of the jam, not the inside.
Thank you.
Isn't it time for the jam to be done?
Yeah, any second now.
I gotta leave soon. My father only gave me 2 hours to be a big business tycoon, and then I gotta go do my homework.
It's been 30 minutes, Patty.
Seems like 30 years.
There it is, folks. The jam's done. From now on, the stock of Patty Lane Incorporated skyrockets.
It's skyrocketed, all right.
Oh, welcome to the 4th of July.
Our mass production is a mass mess.
Oh, you better clean it up before your mother and father get back.
How are we gonna fill our orders?
We'll start all over again with new supplies and chalk it up to research, so our first quarter profits will be a little less. I really don't think we should...
The jars! They're still in the oven!
Quick, put her in the water, quick! Oh, Patty, don't put them in cold water.
Gee, it smells like apricot jam. corn just dropped out of the market.
The meeting is now called to order. Okay, let's face the facts. We had a couple of setbacks, right?
Right.
And we've wasted all our supplies, right?
Right.
And we can't fill our orders, right?
Right.
But are we licked?
Right.
Come on now. There's an old saying in big business. If at first you don't succeed...
Cry, cry again.
Can you be serious? We can start over.
Oh, come on. Oh.
Patty, sometimes it's wiser to give up. I'm not giving up. We know how we've made our mistakes, and the next time we'll avoid them.
Look, we ought to take our losses and dissolve right now. Patty, that's the way we all feel.
Well, it doesn't matter how you all feel. I'm the president, and I move we resume operations.
We say no, and we outvote you.
How can you? I'm the majority stockholder.
You have more shares than anyone else, but you don't have more shares than everyone else combined.
Well, how can you be combined? All the stockholders aren't here.
We have signed proxies from all the other kids. I mean, all the other stockholders. And they're all in favor of dissolving the corporation.
You too, Kat? I'm sorry, Patty. But it's for your own good. Ross?
I'm sorry, sis.
So, you deliberately went behind my back to urge people to betray me? To undermine Patty Lane Incorporated? We knew you'd want to pick up the pieces, and it's hopeless.
Patty, may I come in?
I guess so. You outvote me anyway.
Yeah, I wish you wouldn't feel this way about it.
I'm sorry. I guess I just never thought that my own family and friends would walk out on me.
We haven't walked out on you, honey. We're right behind you.
Pushing me off the cliff.
Patty, we did it for your own good. We didn't like to see you get in any deeper.
Don't worry, I'll pay back the stockholders and Mr. Fleming and the others.
Well, that's not really necessary. I mean, it's already been taken care of. Everybody's been paid back.
How?
Well, Kathy and Richard and your brother Ross all came to me with some money they'd saved. They asked me to use it for you, to reimburse the others. So, well.
Papa? That couldn't have been enough. You paid them all back, didn't you? Said you weren't going to bail me out again, but you did.
Honey, if you learn something from it, we'll put it down to the cost of your education. And it's worth it.
Thanks, Papa.
Besides, I thought it was a wonderful idea. You just got a little overambitious.
I'll make it up to you. I'll pay you back every penny, even if it takes forever. Even if I have to work for it. How do you like that? We're up to 80 today. Says they expect it to go even higher. I made some apricot jam this afternoon, Aunt Natalie.
Good. I'll serve it with breakfast tomorrow.
Pretty big jump from last week, 70 to 80.
Why don't we do something exciting, like go to the movies?
They predict it'll hit 95 before long. A new high for the year.
70 to 95 in 1 week. Sounds like an interesting stock.
Martin, please don't get her started on that again.
Yeah, but she may have something there.
And if it goes higher than that, they say that...
Patty, what's the name of that stock?
You say something?
Yeah, I just asked you what the name of the stock that's doing so well.
What stock? I'm reading the weather report.
Anybody for the movies?
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of.
Hello, Uncle Martin. He's here.
Dad's here! Hooray!
Hi, Papa. You're here.
Yes, that seems to be the general consensus. Yeah, I feel like I've walked into the middle of a reception committee for the Beatles. Now, what's going on?
We couldn't wait for you to get home. Patty got an invitation to a school dance on the 25th.
Well, congratulations.
It's formal.
I see. That means you need a new dress. How do the fathers get along who aren't multimillionaires like me?
You wanted to look beautiful, don't you?
Well, of course I want her to look beautiful, but every time I turn around, we're buying her a new dress.
This is a very special dance, Uncle Martin.
Name one that isn't, Kath.
Papa, do you remember you once told me that you always wanted us to be able to really communicate? And if I ever wanted something badly and you turned me down, that I should say to you, it's important to me?
Yes?
It's important to me.
Okay, honey, you got it.
Thanks, Papa.
Now tell me about this great dance.
Oh, it's just about the biggest event of the year. You invite your best fella.
She'll be staying out real late. And I mean real late.
Oh, how late?
Oh, maybe till 1 or 2 in the morning.
1 or 2 in the morning? Did you approve of that?
In this case, yes.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's all right if you're chaperoned.
Oh, there won't be any chaperones.
Did you know that?
Yes, but it's all right.
Well, I suppose you're right. We don't have to worry about Richard.
I won't be going with Richard.
Now, wait a minute. If you think that we're going to let you stay out half the night with some strange boy, forget it.
Oh, but Papa...
No, Patty, and let's not discuss it. We just stopped communicating. And I'm not going to change my mind.
But I've known him all my life. He's reliable and handsome and intelligent. He's the living end.
He is, huh? Well, who is this paragon of virtue?
You. It's the father-daughter dance.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
I've never seen Patty so excited. She hasn't stopped talking about the dance all week.
Say, now, what about Kath? Couldn't I take her?
Well, I suggested it to her, but she said she wants it to be Patty's night. Kathy has her own date.
Gee, you know, it is a kind of a thrill having a daughter old enough to take to a dance.
Why, you'll be the handsomest couple there.
Those steaks smell great.
Yeah, they're almost ready. Hey, what's that for?
I'm just proud of you.
You mean because I make such great steaks?
Because you're such a wonderful father.
Uh-huh.
You know, a lot of fathers in the class aren't even coming to the dance.
Why not?
Oh, they're too busy. Guess they don't know how much it means to the kids.
Maybe they really can't make it, Patty.
Well, I feel sorry for them. I can't wait to do the Holly Golly with you.
The Holly Golly?
Yeah.
I'm not as young as I look.
Oh, come on, it's easy. I'll teach it to you. Come on, Papa.
I better get this out here.
Got a minute, Martin?
Oh, come on in, Henry.
I want to talk to you about the Publishers Convention in Chicago Friday.
How long will you be gone?
I won't.
But you're making the keynote speech.
Not anymore. My wife has booked us on a Caribbean cruise. It's our 15th wedding anniversary, and I can't say no to her. We haven't had a vacation together in 15 years.
What's this?
The keynote speech for the convention. Better get ready to fly to Chicago. Give it everything you've got.
What's the date of that convention?
It's this Friday, the 25th.
The 25th? I'm afraid I can't go.
Well, why not?
Well, you see, there's this father-daughter dance at Patty's school, and I promised her
You
that
can take her out dancing some other time. I'll have Miss Harvey book you on the noon plane.
Yeah, but Henry...
Yes?
Well, it would really be better if you could get somebody else to go. Now, Al Marcus is very good at making...
If I wanted Al Marcus to go, I would have sent Al Marcus. This is very important for the Chronicle. And it won't do you any harm, either.
Patty's going to look so beautiful.
I'm sure she will. Well, hello, darling.
Hello, Uncle Martin.
Hi.
You're home early.
Yeah, I have something to tell Patty.
You're making plans for the dance. Oh, that's sweet.
Well, it's not exactly sweet.
Your dress shirt came, and wait until you see what Patty bought today. You don't have to wait. Look.
Good evening, Papa.
Gee, Patty, that's beautiful.
Do you really like it?
Oh, yeah, I love it. You look so grown up.
Doesn't she?
Patty, you did say that this dance is on Friday the 25th, didn't you?
Yep. It's my red letter day. Poor Sue Ellen. Her father's flying to some bankers' convention and won't be there. She's so mortified she stayed out of the malt shop all week. She can't face the other kids.
Well, I'm sure her father couldn't help it, dear.
Well, that's right. Sometimes circumstances come up where you're trapped.
Yeah. But when it comes to a choice between something else and your own child, there's not much excuse, is there?
Well...
Papa, there's going to be this big reception in the auditorium before the dance. I'm on the reception committee. You'll get to meet all the other fathers. Then we go into the gym to dinner. I help plan the menu myself. We have a choice of meat or fish. I even arrange for artichokes because you love them. After dinner, we dance. I'm on the dance committee. Wait till you hear the band. We got Marty Morton and his Marvelous Maniacs. He plays at the Ambassador Room.
He does.
That's the wildest place in town.
Patty, you've never been to the Ambassador Room, have you?
You can't get in without a bank book.
You know what? I'm going to take you there. It'll be just the two of us.
You mean it?
I certainly do. It'll be the greatest night of your life.
Are we invited?
No, sir. Just Patty and me.
Did you hear that? When are we going?
When I get back from Chicago, where I'm delivering the keynote speech at the Publishers Convention, which is why I can't come to your dance on Friday.
Oh, Martin.
You see, it just came up this afternoon, and I tried to talk Anderson out of it, but I couldn't. Now, don't worry, Patty. I'll make it up to you. We'll go to the Ambassador Room, and we'll dance...
I don't want to go to the Ambassador Room.
Oh, please understand, honey.
I do understand. Excuse me. I'll go talk to her.
Oh, Martin.
Well, I hated to do that to her, but I can't help it.
Well, this dance is such a big thing to her.
Well, the trip is a pretty big thing, too. I mean, actually, it's quite an honor having Anderson ask me to take his place.
Congratulations.
Boy, I wish everybody would stop treating my work as though it were some kind of a hobby. It does pay our bills, and I can't jeopardize my job to go to a dance.
Of course not. Excuse me.
I'm sure your father couldn't help it, Patty. You saw how disappointed he was. These things happen sometimes. I've been bragging to all the kids about how he was going to be there and how handsome he was going to look. There will be other dances. I've never been to a dance with my father. You don't know how much it meant to me. Didn't mean a thing to him. Of course it did. Has he ever broken a promise to you before? No. No, he hasn't. You know something, Kath? Papa's never broken a promise to me before in his life. Do you know what that means? What? He's gonna take me to that dance. Patty, he just told you why he can't. You're the one who's always talking about the power of positive thinking. Yes, but do you remember when your father promised you he'd come over here from Europe to visit with you for Christmas? And everybody said he couldn't get here? But you knew he would? Yes. You never gave up. You believed in it, and it happened. Patty, all it takes is a little faith. If I can't have faith in my own father, who can I have faith in? I've got to go apologize to Papa. Good luck. Papa?
Patty, I know how you feel.
I feel wonderful.
You do?
You bet I do.
I can't tell you how much better that makes me feel. You know, I knew you'd understand.
Oh, I do. Now.
And I meant it about the ambassador room. We'll go there.
That won't be necessary.
But I want to take you out dancing.
You will. Bye.
Bye.
What happened?
Oh, well, newspaper man developed certain instincts about the way people behave. I knew Patty wouldn't stay upset for long.
Well, I'm so relieved. I was afraid she'd be terribly hurt.
Well, it takes a man to understand the psychology of a woman.
Bullseye! That's another game. That's $10,000 you owe me. Try for double or nothing. Are you sure you're not using a crooked dartboard?
Your father's leaving. Do you want to say goodbye?
Oh, sure. Patty, promise me you won't get upset. What's there to get upset about? He's not leaving. Because I positively know that my father is taking me to the father-daughter dance tonight.
You will take care of yourself, won't you?
Now, don't worry. And I'll phone you from Chicago. Well, I'm on my way, Patty.
Are you?
Maybe you could join Kathy on her date tonight.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
Well, the next father-daughter dance, I'll be there.
I know you will.
Well, I mustn't keep the plane waiting. I'll see you on Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Martin. Patty, I am really very proud of you. You behaved like a very understanding adult.
Let's face it, I'm not a kid anymore. Well, I've got to get back upstairs. I'm $10,000 ahead.
Meat, vegetables, fruit, juice, milk, eggs, and popcorn. Isn't Patty coming down?
Yes, she's getting dressed.
Why does it take girls so long to get dressed? Boy, when I'm grown up, I'm gonna give my date 3 minutes, and if she's not ready, I just go on alone.
You'd better plan on going a lot of places alone. Did she make a date with Richard for this evening?
No. She said she already had a date.
With whom?
Her father. Do I look all right?
Well, you look lovely, darling, but where are you going?
Father-daughter dance.
Hello? Oh, hello, Martin. Yes, she's right here. It's your father.
I told you.
He's phoning from Chicago.
It's really been bad, huh?
Patty hasn't talked to anyone since Friday night.
I don't understand it. When I left, she was so cheerful.
She kept waiting for fate to step in and send you to that dance with her.
Hello, darling.
Good evening, Father.
Well, I'm back. How are you?
Just fine. Thank you.
The convention went very well. I was the hit of the evening. You remember what I promised you about the ambassador room? Well, next Friday night, you and I...
Thank you, but I'd rather not.
Why not, Patty?
Well, you see, I've talked to some of the kids who've been there, and they say it's a big drag, and I don't think you'd like it very much. I'd simply hate it. Thank you anyway, Father. If you'll excuse me, I have an awful lot of homework to do.
Oh, boy is right.
She's really deeply hurt. I had no idea that... Well, of course, there's nothing I could have done about it anyway. I had to go to that convention.
Oh, I know you did, darling. And Patty'll know it, too. Just give her a little time. A young woman doesn't like to be rushed.
You just gave me an idea. I know exactly how to snap Patty out of this.
How?
Well, it's the oldest technique in the world, but it always works.
Flowers for Miss Patty Lane.
Oh, I'll take them for her. Thank you. Flowers for you, Patty. Me? That Richard. He shouldn't throw his money around like that. Are they from Richard? No. To Patty, the most understanding daughter in the world. Love, Papa.
Candy for Miss Patty Lane.
Thank you. To sweeten up your day. Love, Papa.
Package for Miss Patty Lane.
Thank you, Father.
It's funny, but I never realized how much I enjoyed hearing you call me Papa until you started calling me Father.
Beautiful.
Why don't you read the card?
To wear tonight at the ambassador room. Your best date.
What do you say? It would mean a lot to me.
To me, too. Oh, Papa. I feel like a new woman.
Good. Tonight, you're going to put on that beautiful formal, and you and I are going to the ambassador room where we will hully-gully the entire evening away to the music of Marty Morton and his marvelous Maniacs.
Papa, you're the end.
That's true.
You know something? This is the third time I've put this dress on and I haven't worn it anyplace yet. They say the third time's the charm. Everybody at school's just drooling. Imagine having a ringside table at the ambassador room.
How the kids at school know about it?
Patty's been on the phone for the last 5 hours. All the kids who were making snide remarks because Daddy didn't go to the school dance are choking on their words. They've only read about the ambassador room. I'm going there. I can just see the maitre d'. Oh, good evening, mademoiselle. Monsieur, have you a reservation? No? Oh, I'm so sorry. Ah. Un moment. Mademoiselle, are you not Miss Patty Lane? I saw you play Cleopatra at the Brooklyn Heights High School. It was nothing. Ah, you were magnifique. Oh, this is a very great honor. Allow me to give you and your escort a ringside table. Mama, this is the happiest night of my life. I'm sorry I acted like such a baby. I should have known Papa would make it up to me. This is 100 times better than any old school dance. Where's Papa?
I think he's getting dressed.
Oh, I guess I'm ready. I better go get him. Thanks. Bye, Kath. I'm glad everything turned out so well.
So am I, but I wouldn't want to go through it again.
Neither would I.
How long ago did it start? Was there any official word from the truce team? Uh-huh. All right. Now, I want you to find out when the shooting started and who started it. The whole works. And try to keep a line open to Kurdistan, at least until they overrun the telephone office there. And have Howard dig up all the background information in our files. Also, I want you to find out whether the rebels have captured the general and whether the government buildings have been taken over yet. And tell Otto to get set to run an extra, and I'll be down there in about 15 minutes. Oh, yeah, I want a full-page spread, plenty of pictures. I think if we move fast, we can get on the street before the record does. Now, I'm counting on you to handle everything until I get there. Right. Oh, and would you see if you can round up some of the day crew and have them stand by? All right, fine. Thanks, Pete.
Papa.
Patty.
You're gonna hate me.
Listen, honey.
Papa, I can't go to the ambassador room with you tonight.
What?
You see, tonight's the night of the big basketball game, and I forgot all about it. I already have a date with Richard.
You have a date.
Please don't be too unhappy. Maybe we can go to the ambassador room another night. I just can't break my date with Richard. He turns into a regular green-eyed monster.
Well, can't have anything like that happen, can we? All right, honey. Listen, as long as you're going out with Richard, maybe I'll take a run on down to the Chronicle for a little while. They might just need me down there. And, I'll see you later.
Thanks, Papa. Bye.
Bye.
You don't really have a date, do you?
Well, you won't say anything to him, Mom, will you?
Not a word.
Thanks. I would have just killed him if he had to break another date with me.
What are you going to do?
I guess I'll call Richard and see if he can find a formal basketball game.
That's great, Papa.
Oh, thanks, honey. Listen, I better check the stakes. Say, how was that basketball game last night?
Wonderful. Yes, it was a very exciting game.
Who won?
Brooklyn Heights High. It was a tie.
I liked your story in the Chronicle, Martin.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we picked up a Pulitzer Prize for that.
Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll say, where'll we put it?
I think maybe we just give it to Patty.
Do you mean you knew about last night?
I told you a newspaper man has pretty good instincts about people. Honey, I have a great idea. Tonight, why don't you put on your formal? We'll go on down.
Oh, no.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of